February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2.
Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers for sex.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel a tiny insignificant to tell the truth. Oh, God. Hold on, partner! They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. A red cloth, you say? A red cloth. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall!
Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home reach locked down tighter than a nun's asshole. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen in the last 2 days have really been on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall.
What? I clicked once. I clicked once, dude! I don't know what she said, I'm sorry.
She wasn't even wearing a scarf!
You don't say. Now, don't that just beat it all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon.
What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Star wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the testicles. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell.
I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
Shit. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! I still can't tell if that's your hair or if it's a hood. Like, it just looks like you have like a nun's habit on. I'd like to resume. Is it just me or is he paler than normal? What's up? The judge keeps looking over the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, and your cock is red. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be! This can't happen!
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! Uh-oh. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. It's one of his fucking neckties, isn't it? It's something tying Edgeworth to crime. Excuse me. Knock knock? I'm assuming it's him. It's probably not, though. Who's there? Who's there? Who the fuck are you? What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. I can't tell if you're a radio host from the 80s or a New Age Catholic priest. This is very hard to tell. This music, though, it says it's from Terraria.
Hey, the temperature was 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
How do you know? Who the fuck is he? Are you just gonna stare at us? Ah, it's you. What? What is this dude? Oh. Sorry I'm late, Haji. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see. Hey, Haji. How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, Smizzy Aji. My boy, you just have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Aji seems to be his nickname for the judge. Oh, okay. Makes sense. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you?
So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son.
Thanks.
So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly.
Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright! You don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of Police?
He's the top ranking police officer in the entire district.
How? What are you talking about? Look at him. He looks like he's from fucking Cyberpunk 2077. Damon Gant. Damon Gant? Is that supposed to be a pun?
Name's Gant. David Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. This makes no sense.
But to think it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less.
Stop staring at me like that! What is this, a sheath?
It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
You really gonna object to that?
Chief.
What kind of outfit are you running? A fucking weird orange with a fucking red cross?
Mr. Edgeworth!
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Now, wait a minute, Worthy.
I've no desire to hear your excuses.
I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth?
That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had...
Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. I have no fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah.
The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes. Well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... Ah!
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Or your mother.
Your Honor. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, it's doing it. Okay, sure, I'll just wait for it to do it itself. Yep. Point it towards yourself and then open it. Oh. Ah! Ah! Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? So that's maybe what Lana cut herself on? Oh, you know what this that says what was on this note. Switchblade knife added to the court record. Yeah, it says... Wait, is that backwards? That is backwards, but it's not backwards when I looked at the actual thing, was it? Hold on a sec. No, it is backwards. The hell? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, well... SL92. SL92. And then this note says... And their apology is... SL9... Yeah, that says SL9. This is 2 out of 21 then? 2 out of 21, SL9.
Very mysterious indeed.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really.
I do not trust you at all. Department in disorder. Like, what is this outfit, dude? What's going on here? Fucking cross? Is that the word of vampires? Pink fucking sunglasses? Or are they pink prescription glasses?
This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman.
I mean, there is.
That was a bad day for the department. My monitor turned off. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. That detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Ajay. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Well, you just did. Wait a second! You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Okay, so you're the killer then. Right? Order!
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might as well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
I mean, I know exactly where to hit him.
If only there was some way of linking his knife to the murder.
I just want to press him and everything for more dialogue though. Excuse me, special?
Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
Might that special thing be this little tag?
Oh, sorry, Rido, but I can't say that now. Not that.
We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. How do you read your paper like that, Edgeworth? And why? Why do you hold it like that? You're just so you can do the fucking this at Phoenix every single time? Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler.
What? Unless there's evidence that... Yeah, well, there is. This knife was found at the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you?
See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Rido.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife when we can, Rido. Do not start calling me that. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time. Oh, come on, they're really going to spell it out to me this much? So, how were things down at the department? I'm glad I figured this out like beforehand, so I don't just feel like a dumbass now. Blah blah blah, let me click. Something happened at the police department too, huh?
You got a good look in your eyes there, Rido, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
So, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened to the police department that day? Is Wright usually told everything about the police department? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Ajay? I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
I bet you it was, whatever that guy's name was, the one weird-looking police officer. Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Rido.
I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case.
Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
Where the victim was found, how the victim was killed, when the victim died. The victim was stabbed with a knife. The victim had died at 5:15, and the victim was found in the police station. So I already know all this. But the thing I'm most interested in is confirming that they were stabbed with a knife as well. Well, how was the detective killed?
How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife.
Knife?
That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same.
What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. That's weird. Like, I obviously don't have to do this, but it's giving me evidence. Or giving me information. If I do this again, does it let me, do it twice? Let me skip through it, see. I want to know where he was killed. Yeah, okay, one thing and one thing only. Unless you ask me again, then I'll tell you another. So, tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
Well, yeah, there's no fucking cameras in there, as we know. You can, like, whoever murdered that person's getting away scot-free because you're never gonna fucking catch any criminals in there. The evidence room?
You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto?
I can't say I've heard of it. What?! Isn't that the very room that you got fucking tased in with a 600,000 volt taser? I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about the evidence room.
There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found.
Alright, I've had enough of you. Scary coincidence, eh? Not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Alright, I've had enough. I'm just gonna... this one. Present. Hold it right there, you son of a bitch! Wait a second.
At last, an honest-to-goodness objection.
This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Gunman.
What do you mean? An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Mudgy? This is great.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9 too.
And this is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. That I kept hidden from the court until now.
What's this? 6 minus 7s. 12 out of 12?
Your Honor, it's upside down. You flip it over, it reads Leon.
Upside?
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, and what do you get?
Aha!
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
SL9? That's the same thing that was written on this knife's tag.
Too similar to DL9. Or DL6. So it's definitely a case.
Order! Order!
Well, Chief?
Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto.
I win? What game is this guy playing? So this is evidence. This is evidence from a murder. 100%. Yeah. This is the tag is on to show which crime it was connected to.
This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
There you go.
It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation.
Alright, I'd ask you to check the cameras in there, but there aren't any. So this knife was stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon?
Nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long solved.
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edward's car. What? Wait. It was found in the exhaust? I thought it was just at the scene of the crime. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. I mean, obviously there is.
It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation.
A detective was killed. The police department, what a mess. Time of death, 5:15. Scary incidents. Okay, so there is more shit. Ritz. Hold it! 5:15? But that's... Okay, wait, actually, I know what to do. That's where Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office.
What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder in our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
Coincidence? I think not. This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. That is very high chance. Chief Cat, please tell us more about the incident. Very, very high chance. Alright, I'm gonna go back to... Bad day for the department. This knife was evidence. Nope. Couldn't do... Is it this one? This one. Oh! I missed the button. Please. Phoenix must have very calloused hands from slamming his hands down on his desk all the time. Alright, where the victim was found. So, tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room of the police department.
The evidence room? Wait a second! I have heard of that! The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? Yeah, like 5 seconds ago. Do we need a flashback to this?
This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy?
Happy?
Oh shit, happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gad to testify about the details.
It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't think much about it.
That's not true. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. Where's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number of the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
Maybe Lana killed him in self-defense.
You two make a good pair.
He ships it. He ships it.
It took my man 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I do not have a crush on him. I request that you release your information on the victim from the police department. Oh, God, you seem flustered, Edgeworth. Shut up, Phoenix!
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially?
Sure. Why not?
I'm fucking yawning in the middle of the heads.
It's unofficial after all.
What? Really? Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can reveal the name of the victim of the department, okay?
Alright. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh, well, I guess I might as well try and get what I can out of him. The victim's ID number, the victim's gender, the victim's division. Victim's division, ID number, gender. All of these are useful. So, detective? I don't... Hold on. Well, I want to check this one so that I know. What is yours? What is your ID number? Oh god, so weird. Name and ID number written here: 5842189. 5842189. 5842189. 5842189. 5842189. 5842189. 5842189. 5842189. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all.
We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is...
5842189?
5842189. Well, that's quite long.
I get that a lot, Your Honor.
Shut up, Felix. Oh. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
You remember all of them?
8, 2. I can't do it.
5842189, Your Honor, it's easy. You didn't even get to the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID number of the victim of the police department, 5842189, tells me something. Yeah, they're the same person. Fuck. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
Darkness. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you? Here you go.
5842189. Easy way to remember long numbers is to make a song out of them, guys. That's my advice to you. Witness!
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Did I click the wrong thing? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office, Edgeworth's being so mean to me. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh ho! Is it yours?
No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of your victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten.
You didn't even get the first number right! Again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright! What does this mean? Oh, Phoenix finishing Edgeworth's sentence is too good. What does this not mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, I'm just imagining Edgeworth. We even finish each other's Phoenix sentences. The detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. Told you. Well, I mean, I didn't say that, but I told you he was killed before the car park. What does our witness think about that?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet, the detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room, at the exact same time! That's impossible. So, what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location?
Order! Chief, what does this mean?
No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case.
Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait. I said, wait.
Oh my God.
Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. Grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours.
What? How? How dare?
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Oh. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait. Aha! I love how animated he is. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Fuck off, you smelly, square-jawed bastard. You don't mean him?
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said that the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report.
Ah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Jesus Christ!
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
But sir! You could have submitted that report this morning in the court as evidence. And I...
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Good one.
What?
Now what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant?
Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy.
Huh? I was just doing my job.
No.
No!
It seems we have come to the end of this trial.
Have we? Did this just happen all of a sudden?
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all these rumors? You weren't even in the defendant's chair just this past December.
I apologize for this terrible lack of diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do.
You'd be better get results this time, really.
You have my profound apologies,
Sir.
for Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court.
I mean, I don't know about that one. I mean, I think there's like at least fucking 10 errors every single time we have a trial in here.
I will grant one for the day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, I sentence you to death. Court is adjourned.
To be continued. Interesting. Are we going to be investigating with Edgeworth? I fucking hope so, dude.
Beep, 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 beep.